Hello, students. Kumusta? I hope that everyone's feeling great, happy, and contented today. And speaking of being contented, that actually connects to our topic, the part two of our subject, unpacking the self. So today we're going to explore what makes us who we are and how we understand ourselves better. So this part covers chapters 6 to 11. So, chapter 6 is the physical self. So, it talks about our body, how we grow, change, and take care of our health. And next is the sexual self. It helps us understand our feelings, attractions, and relationships in a respectful way. In chapter 8, we have the material self, which shows how the things we own reflect our personality and values. Then we also have the spiritual self in chapter 9, which focuses on our belief, purpose, and connection to something greater than ourselves. And the political self, it reminds us that we are a part of society with rights, responsibilities, and a voice that matters. And lastly, the digital self, which explores who we are in the online world and how we should act responsibly on social media. So, by learning all of these aspects, we discover that the self is not just one thing, it is a combination of everything we think, feel, and do. We must, when we truly understand these parts, we get closer to knowing our real identity. Okay, but for today, we're gonna focus on chapter 6 only. So, in this lesson or in this part, we will explore the different aspects of the self and identity. We aim to think critically and reflect on how these aspects are connected and influenced by various forces and institutions. By the end, students should gain a deeper understanding of themselves and how each part of the self contributes to who they are. So as you can see here in our diagram, it shows that the self is made up of several important aspects that work together to form our identity. So we have the self in the center. So this represents who we are as a whole person, our thoughts, emotions, behaviors, and values. Everything about us connects us to this central idea. First, we have the physical self. This one refers to our body, meaning our appearances, health, and biological traits. It is about how we take care and value our physical being. Next, we have the sexual self, involves our feelings, attractions, gender identity, and the way we express love and intimacy in a respectful and healthy manner. Next is spiritual self, represents our belief, values, and connection to something greater than ourselves, such as faith, purpose, or inner peace. And in the diagram as well, I have a next to the spiritual, it should be politics. Okay, so it's how we become a good citizen as members of the society. And the last one is the digital self, refers to how we present and express ourselves in the online world through social media, communication, and digital behavior. So each circle represents one part of the whole self, showing that our identity is multidimensional, shaped by our body, emotions, belief, values, and how we interact both in real life and online. And today, we're going to talk about chapter 6, the physical self. So, when we say physical self, we refer it to our body, meaning our height, weight, appearance, and everything that makes us physically unique. Our body changes as we grow up, and that's perfectly normal. Mao na kung manambok ka, so ayaw ka guol. Ina lang nga wala ka nanambok, nag-ipon ra ka og gugma og lambig. Ha? So taking care of our body is important because it reflects how much we value ourselves. Sometimes we compare ourselves to others, especially in social media. But always keep in mind that there are a lot of fake representations of the self in social media. Okay? So you need to love your flaws because they make you feel real. So take care of your body, eat well, sleep enough, do some exercise, and smile often. Because when you love your physical self, you shine naturally. And remember class, ang tinuod nga glow up naa sa ato ang inner self. Dili sa filters sa ato ang camera. So, chapter 6 helps us understand how the body changes through different stages of life and how genetics and environment shape our physical development. It also explains the factors and cultural experiences that affect how we see our bodies, and in the end, the goal is to develop a healthy and positive body image. As usual, we always begin with our lesson with a quotation, and this time we have a quotation from Buddha. And the quotation goes like this: To keep the body in good health is a duty, otherwise, we shall not be able to keep our mind strong and clear. Actually, maybe he didn't sound like that, but Kwan Mabudisia, he was a descendant from a royal Indian family. Okay, so according to him, or this quote teaches us that our body and mind are deeply connected. If we fail to take care of our physical health, our mind also suffers. A healthy body gives us strength, energy, and focus, and we need to face challenges and make good decisions. When we maintain good physical habits, our thoughts become clearer and we feel more positive and confident. In short, caring for our body is also caring for our mind. So, for instance, when you eat healthy food, sleep well, and exercise daily, you'll notice that you feel more energetic and motivated. Your mind becomes sharper, and you can focus better in school or at work. But when you skip meals, stay up late, or keep eating junk foods, your body feels weak, your mood drops, and your mind becomes foggy. This shows that physical care is not just about looks. It is also about keeping your whole self strong and in balance. Our physical self is our body, the visible part of who we are. It is what allows us to move, laugh, hug, and chase our dreams. So our body changes as we grow, from cute baby pictures, kinumdum wala, to awkward teenage years, katong mga emo years ninyo, and until adulthood. So these changes are affected by genetics. So these are your mana from your parents and environment, like the food you eat, or how you sleep, and how you take care of yourself. Now let's talk about adolescence, the stage that begins with puberty. It is the time in life when your body suddenly decides to hold a surprise party. So during this stage, everything changes so fast: your voice, your height, your feelings, even your crushes. One day you like K-pop, the next day ganahan na ka mahimo public servant. 'Di ba? Mudagan pagka SK, may tagdili kurakot. Okay, so adolescence is also when the reproductive system matures, meaning your body is preparing for adulthood. Pero emotionally, minsan murag government project, ongoing pero delayed. Because of all these changes, many adolescents feel unsure of themselves. Like, kinsa man jud ko, unsa man jud akong ganahan. Okay? So these body changes can cause dissatisfaction or insecurity, especially when you start comparing yourself to others. All right? So again, remember, just like in politics, don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else chapter 10. Creating your own body image takes time, self-acceptance, and effort. So, yes, adolescence may be confusing and dramatic, but it is also the most powerful stage to know yourself better. Okay? The lifespan refers to the entire journey of person's life, from conception and all the way to death. So it covers every stage we go through, from infancy, childhood, adolescence, adulthood, and old age. So, in short, it's the full story of your life, starting from the moment you're just a tiny cell until the time you've grown, learned, loved, struggled, and made your mark in the world. So each stage of life has its own challenges and joys. When you're a baby, your problem is just how to get milk. And when you become a teenager, your problem is your love life. And when you're an adult, your problem is how to pay the bills. And when you get old, ambot mo sa problema nila si katog. But seriously, the lifespan reminds us that development never stops. We continue to grow, learn, and change all throughout life, physically, emotionally, mentally, and socially. So take every stage as a lesson. Don't rush growing up. Don't regret getting older, because every part of life, from beginning to end, has its own beauty and purpose. To understand lifespan better, we need to discuss its different stages. This one is actually being proposed by Elizabeth Bergner Herlock. Okay, so that's the photo that you see in the slide. So, first stage is the prenatal stage from fertilization to birth. So, this is the stage before you are born. You are still inside your mother's womb, growing and developing. But take note, dapat you should be careful and start training your child within the womb. Like in my part, when I still or when my child is still in the womb, ako siyang basa-basahan of stories, okay? And so magkanta-kanta ko, like ako ipadol ako ang tingog sa tiyan sa iyang mama, all right? Because the unconscious things, most of the talents daw, diha ma-develop, diha magsugod og develop. So meaning, more like cheat code. If ganahan ka nga ma-bright or maayo sa certain talent imong bata. Second is infancy, from birth to 2 weeks old. This is the very beginning of life outside the womb. So babies are very fragile and they mostly sleep, cry, and eat and poop. Okay, and pee as well. Third one is the babyhood, 2 weeks to 2 years old. So you start learning to move, crawl, walk, and talk. You begin to recognize people around you and explore the world. Fourth one is early childhood, 2 years old to 6 years old. So you love to play, ask a lot of questions, and start learning basic things. This is when your personality begins to show. And ikalima, late childhood from 6 to 10 or maybe 12 years old for some. So in this stage, you go to school, make friends, and learn new skills. You start becoming more independent and responsible. Okay? So matod nila, morning idara daw nga kuan mo hinahinay nag fully develop imong mga talents like in basketball baron or volleyball or soccer. Next is puberty, 10 or 12 or to 14 years old. Your body starts changing. You grow taller, your voice change, and you become more aware of yourself. Seven, adolescence, 14 to 18 years old. This is the stage where you try to understand who you are. You experience more emotions and start thinking about your future. Next one is early childhood, 18 to 40 years old. You start working, studying seriously, or building a family. You face more responsibilities and challenges. Next is the middle adulthood, 40 to 60 years old. So you are now mature and experienced. You focus on your career, family, health, and sometimes reflect on your life's decision. Okay? So mo na kasagaran mga tao, mag midlife crisis aning idara. Mo na gitawag nila nga life starts at 40. Okay? And last one, the late adulthood or the senescence. Okay, 60 years old and above or until that. So this is the later part of life where people usually retire, relax, enjoy time with family while sharing wisdom from their experiences. So meaning lifespan means the whole journey of life from before birth until old age, because every stage is special and helps us grow into who we are meant to be. The two factors affecting physical growth and development are heredity and environment. And we're going to discuss that one in the next slide. So, first is heredity. So, this one is the biological process where you inherit traits from your parents, like your face, your beauty, okay? So, your height as well, imuhang ka cute. So, heredity na siya. So, meaning this decides things like your height, eye color, hair type, and sometimes even your talent. Okay? So for environment, this one refers to everything you experience in life, like your home, or your home, school, barkada, food, and even TikTok trends. So this includes your diet, nutrition, exercise, and health. So maning mga butang nga makausab sa imong physical development. Okay? So mo na nga if ever or gwapo ka, kay na kuha na nimo sa imong parents, pero wala kay take care sa imong kaugalingon, 'di ba? Sikag inom, wala kay tarong tug. So dili jud ka mo glow up. All right? So meaning both heredity and environment affect how you grow and develop. Heredity gives you the starting point, like your natural features. However, environment shapes how you turn out in life. Okay? So since you are talking about genes, we need to explore what are its components like the chromosomes. Okay, or one component. So when a sperm cell from your father and the egg cell from your mother join in during fertilization, they mix their genes and chromosomes. So they decide the baby's sex and physical traits like your height, eye color, and hair type. Okay? So for humans, we have a total of 23 pairs of chromosomes. Okay? And 22 of that, or 22 pairs of that, are called autosomes. So they are the body traits like your eyes, okay? Kana siya, or your height, and the 23rd pair is the sex chromosome. So this determine the baby's sex, like if male ba siya or female. So male is XY chromosome, while female is XX chromosome. So genes are the tiny units that carry information for our traits and are dominant or sometimes dominant and show up more easily, while others are recessive or weak and only appear if both parents pass them on. So I have here an image of the chromosomes. So we have male and female. So for male, we have XY chromosome, as you can see, kanang na-encircle diha. And for female, we have the XX chromosome. Okay? So as I said a while ago, na mga dominant chromosomes ug nasa mga recessive chromosomes. So unsaon man ni siya? So again, um, say for example, if your father has curly hair, monay dominant trait, and your mother has straight hair, monay recessive trait, you will most likely to have a curly hair. So if both parents have brown eyes but carry a hidden recessive gene for blue eyes, there's a chance for you to have blue eyes also. No, kanindutan na so. But mo na uban nga na blue eyes bisag dark skin sila. And for sex, if the sperm carries an X chromosome, the baby will become a girl. Okay? So if it carries Y chromosome, the baby will become a boy. Okay? So, muna say explanation ani. The theory of the physical self mainly talks about our body, on how we see it, how we take good care of it, and how it affects our confidence and identity. So, in the following slides, we'll be able to know the different thinkers and psychologists and how they explain the physical self in different ways. The first concept of the physical self is the theory of physiognomy. So, this theory simply says that the way we look, meaning our face, our body shape, and expressions, can show something about your personality or our personality and how people think you act. Say, for example, when someone has resting angry face, people might think they're masungit, but in reality, they're just quiet or tired. Or if a person always smiles, others might see them as friendly and easy to approach, even if deep down they're sometimes shy. So basically, physiognomy is about how people often judge personality based on appearance, even is not always true. So, just a bonus hugot line, hindi porket seryoso ang mukha, cold-hearted na agad. Baka nag-iisip lang kung anong ulam mamaya. Hugot ba to? Di man. So another concept of the physical self is the five element theory. So this one comes from the ancient Chinese face reading, meaning that our face and body shows who we are, our emotions, personality, and even life experiences. So in here we have five elements. We have water, wood, fire, earth, and metal. And each one represents different type of person, emotion, and physical trait. First one is water. So if a person is calm, deep thinker, and emotional, usually has soft facial features and expressive eyes, meaning he belongs into this element. Next is wood. Strong-willed people, strong-willed people, ambitious and active, usually has tall or lean features. For fire, these are people who are energetic, passionate, and life of the party. They have bright eyes and warm expressions. For earth, these are people who are caring, dependable, balanced, has round features or soft appearance. And for the metal, these are people who are organized, disciplined, perfectionists. They have sharp facial features or neat appearance. So, meaning this theory says our physical traits, like our face or body, can reflect our personality and emotions. And that balance among the elements helps us live in harmony with others and with ourselves. Next one is the theory based on the prominence of body fluids or humors. So, this is actually one of the theories that caught my attention when I was in college. It was actually developed by Hippocrates, a famous Greek doctor, and he believed that our personality and mood depend on the balance of our four body fluids called humors. So these are the blood, yellow bile, black bile, and phlegm. So if one of these fluids is too much or too little, it affects how we act, feel, and think. So we have four body fluids and humors. So we have first sanguine, second melancholic, third choleric, and last one phlegmatic. So you might be asking, ngano gitawag man sa fluids? Bitaw sa nga naman. So here is the explanation. So it is called body fluids because the theory is based on actual liquids that ancient Greeks believed sa ilang panahon, ilang pagtuo, flowed inside our body and affected our health and mood. Of course, in those times, wala pa yung mga scientific discoveries. So long ago, before modern science, doctors like Hippocrates thought our body was made up of four main liquids called humors: the blood, the yellow bile, black bile, and phlegm, or plima kung sa Bisaya pa. So they believed that these fluids are balanced and you stay healthy and happy. Okay, if balance daw. So, but if one fluid becomes too much or too little, you get sick or your mood changes. Okay, so in short, they're called body fluids because they are liquid substances inside the body that ancient Greek doctors thought controlled our emotions, physical health, and personality. Mura siya og kung sa ato pa modern or body chemistry. The first personality is called the sanguine. So people with a dominant blood humor are known for being cheerful, energetic, and outgoing. According to Hippocrates, this type of person's traits comes from the blood, which was believed at that time to come from the heart, the source of warmth, life, and emotion. So people or sanguine people loves to have fun, loves to laugh aloud, and socialize with other people. They enjoy being around with people and often spread good vibes wherever they go. So I have here an example. So Maria loves attending parties, meeting new friends, and making everyone laugh. She always in a mood and easily forget worries. So meaning enjoys being around with others. So she is friendly and talkative, loves to make people happy. She might be the life of the party, cracking cracking jokes or cheering up her friends. Doesn't hold grudges or stress easily. If something goes wrong, she moves on quickly instead of overthinking. She represents a typical sanguine personality, someone who's naturally optimistic, spontaneous, and full of life. So, in short, Maria shows how sanguine people lives, meaning fun loving, social, and full of positive energy, reminding everyone that life's too short not to smile. So kini mga tao sa inyong barkada nga kanang sige crack og joke, sige pagkatawa, if wala ning mga sanguine people, inyong grupo boring kaayo. If naa ni siya, bisag kini lang usa ka tawo nga nasa inyong grupo, sige mo katawa. Mo ni mga sanguine nga mga tao. For melancholic people, according to Hippocrates, they have the black bile. This humor was believed to come from the spleen, and it made a person more serious, thoughtful, and perfectionist. So, kung ang sanguine gikan sa blood na connected sa heart, ang melancholic gikan sa spleen. So, people who are melancholic are deep thinkers. They like to plan, analyze, and make sure everything is done perfectly. However, because they care so much about details, they can also feel stressed or sad when things don't go as expected. So, like the example here, so Kevin keeps his notes neatly organized and plans every detail before starting a project. So he gets upset if things don't go as planned, but produces excellent work. So, meaning Kevin likes structure and order. His notes are always clean, color coded, and complete. He thinks deeply before acting. He doesn't rush. He plans every step. He wants everything perfect. Something goes wrong, he feels disappointed dayon or anxious and produces amazing results because of his effort and attention to detail. Okay, so kini mga melancholic people, they are smart, hardworking, but sometimes too hard on themselves. So meaning, like Kevin, melancholic people are analytic, organized, and perfectionist, often quiet and serious. The kind of friend who reminds everyone of the deadline, but also stresses about it the most. Okay? So kani mga melancholic people daw mo ni mga tao nga lisod kayo i-please kay taas kay ni silang mga standards. Okay? So mo na if imuhang uyab, melancholic na siya. So bisag tan-aw nimo nganong cold man kay ni siya, nganong dili man sa ma-happy so ang ginagmay nga mga surprises. Okay? So maybe siguro no nga naapil gyud siya or nabilog siya sa ani nga personality. Another personality type is the choleric. So people with the prominence of yellow bile, which comes from the liver, are called choleric. So they are the leaders and go-getters, ambitious, confident, and determined to achieve their goals. However, they can also be impatient and easily irritated, especially when others can't keep up with their pace. They love to take charge, organize people, and make things happen. So, as for the example, Alex leads his group project with confidence. He assigns tasks quickly and gets frustrated when others are slow, but he always achieves results. Okay, so just like Alex, people or choleric people takes initiative. They don't wait for others. They step up and lead. Okay, they're confident and assertive, knows what needs to be done, and directs the group. They get frustrated easily when others are lazy or unmotivated, okay, and achieves success, okay, because of their strong drive and leadership skills. So, meaning a choleric person is driven, confident, and strong willed. The born leader who pushes everyone to finish the job, even it means getting a little mainit ang ulo along the way. Okay? So, if na mo yung mga friends or classmates nga ingon ani, maybe they belong or they have choleric type of personality. And last one is the phlegmatic. Okay? People with an excess of phlegm. So, kani mga tawhana chill ra kay ni sila. So, kung ang choleric o ang melancholic mga serious types, kaning phlegmatic o katong sanguine mo ni sila yung mga chill type. Pero mas chill gid yung phlegmatic yun. So, ato ning tanawon. So, they are calm and chill type, peaceful, patient, and steady. They don't get angry easily and usually stay relaxed even when others panic. They like harmony and avoid drama, making them great friends and listeners. Okay? So, for here, an example. So, John rarely gets angry. He stays calm even when problems arise and helps others solve their issues quietly and patiently. Not way background music. So meaning he keeps his cool even in stressful situations. So he doesn't shout or panic, listens well, he helps others without judging, prefers peace, he doesn't like arguments or chaos, and is dependable. When something goes wrong, he's the only one who who is very calm to fix the problem. All right? So kana. So in short, phlegmatic people is calm, patient, and reliable. Perfect peacemaker who reminds everyone to breathe before acting. Okay? So, kana, no? So, remember ha, nato yung mga four personalities. Alright? Sa kining theory. The four body fluids. Okay? So, ato ning tan-awon kung unsa ilahang mga different behaviors sa different nga or sa usa ka kuan situation. So for example, no, um kining gabi na kaayo nya ugma na ang thesis defense unya na delete ang PowerPoint. Yay. So ang sanguine mo ana na sila. Ha, grabe ha oy. Basin sa na gyud ni nga pahuway tagamay. Kapis ta. Chill sa ta, tagay sa tagamay. Mo na sanguine. Ang choleric mo ana nga kinsa may gaseba na ako'y gaingon ko nga bakapan, di ba? Di ako lang usbon tanan. Lagot ng choleric. Ang melancholic mo ana, aga sulti di ako ha, nga mag-save o copy data. Yung saon lang ni nato, wa pagitay, nahuman. Okay? Yang phlegmatic mo ana, kalma lang gud mo. Basin na aray recycle bin no, or ato lang nang balikon tanan ato nang i-review. Okay? Ay alam mo pagpanik. Okay? So kana no? So if you are going to summarize that, the sanguine magpakatawa para dili magpanik. Ang choleric mag-lead ug magbuhat og balik. Ang melancholic ma-stress pero maghimo og maayo kaayo. Ug ang phlegmatic maghilom-hilom lang ug mag-ayo sa tanan nga walay mag-away. So mao na ang four personalities, 'di ba? They should hand in hand work together to produce a very good output. Alright? So, kamo sad pohon sa inyong group projects, so dapat ingon ana sad mo. Another theory for the physical self is the body type theory. And this one was created by William Sheldon in 1940. So he believed that person's body shape is linked to their personality. So by looking at someone's physical characteristics, you could guess some of their behavior or traits. The three body types are endomorphic, mesomorphic, and ectomorphic. So we are going to discuss each of this and we'll try to explain it further by giving examples. The first body type is the endomorphs. So they have a soft and plump body. They tend to gain weight easily and have a rounder shape. So personality wise, they are often easygoing, friendly, and sociable. So, if you ask me about their usefulness in sports, so endomorphs may not be the fastest runners, but they often have good strength and stability because of the center of gravity that they possess. They are suited for sports that require power, balance, and endurance, such as weightlifting, wrestling, judo, or strongmen. Okay, so their calm and social nature can also make them great team players in group sports. So mesomorphs have a strong muscular body. Personality wise, they are energetic, adventurous, assertive, and courageous. They tend to be competitive and dominant. So, people who possess this body type naturally suited for sports that require strength, speed, and agility, like basketball, soccer, swimming, and sprinting. So, their muscular build helps in activities needing power and endurance. So, their competitive and courageous nature gives them an advantage in high pressure or team sports. And last one is the ectomorph. So they have tall and thin body. Personality wise, they are often quiet, introverted, thoughtful, and artistic. So they are naturally suited for sports that require endurance, speed, and flexibility. So such as long distance running, gymnastics, and many more. So their light frame makes it easier to move quickly and maintain stamina over time. So, though not very strong physically, their agility and persistence can be a big advantage in certain athletic activities. And finally, we have The Wisdom of Your Face, developed by Gene Hayner. So this one, it was actually a book. It was based on the ancient Chinese art of face reading. So it teaches us that facial features like the lines, the shapes, reveals our personality, emotions, and life patterns. So every part of our face tells a story about who we are and what we have experienced. By studying our face, we can gain insight into our strengths, weaknesses, tendencies, and our character. So, in the following slides, I will show you different face shapes along with celebrities who have them. Mas maitong face-to-face, no? Kay akong ipatag na ninyo ang kuan name sa celebrity niya. Tagaan ta mo reward bots. Anyway, let's move on. First one is the oval shaped face. So the personality trait for people who possess this are friendly, welcoming, and tactful. So meaning people with oval faces are usually approachable and considerate, making them easy to get along with. Like Jessica Alba. He's a fan ni Jessica Alba diri. The round-shaped face are friendly, kind-hearted, and selfless. So people with this shape are usually warm, caring, and always willing to help others, just like the musician Usher. Square-shaped face are witty, analytical, and natural leaders, like Pedro Pascal. People with square faces are often strategic thinkers, confident decision makers, and able to take charge when needed. The heart-shaped face, just like the face of Chris Hemsworth, who the one who portrayed Thor in Marvels, they are patient and intuitive. So people with this shape are usually thoughtful, understanding, and good at reading situations and people. So next we have Bill Skarsgård. So he possesses a long-shaped face, perfectionist and ambitious or aggressive. So people with long faces are often detail-oriented, goal-driven, and determined to achieve what they set out to do. So by the way, Bill portrays Pennywise in the movie or the horror movie It. The triangle-shaped face are creative, artistic, sensitive and determined, just like Scarlett Johansson. Okay, sikat kay niya, no? Sa may naibo ganun niya. So people with triangle-shaped face are usually imaginative, emotionally aware, and persistent in pursuing their goals. The diamond-shaped face, just like Jennifer Lopez, okay, a famous musician, si ilis-ilis og fiancé or bana. So they are detail-oriented and enjoys being in control. So diamond-shaped faces are often meticulous, organized, confident in taking charge of situations. Full and thick eyebrows. They are confident, assertive, and goal oriented, just like Eugene Levy. So he is the one who portrayed as the father of the antagonist in American Pie movies. All right? Dili ka tong Stifler's mom, ha? Or Stifler's mom dito mao. Okay, so meaning people with these eyebrows are usually self-assured, determined, and focused on achieving their goals. Okay, we have Superman here, or see The Witcher, see Geralt of Rivia, or the King of the Nerds. So, the large or highly defined jaw. Tanawa daw, nindot kay jaw, no? So, they have strong values and firm beliefs. So, people with prominent jaws are usually determined, principled, and confident in standing by their own convictions. And next is one of my childhood crushes, si Angelina Jolie. So she possesses long and angular shaped face. Guwapa kayo, no? So they are responsive, assertive, and genuine. So people with long angular faces are usually quick to react, confident in expressing themselves, and sincere in their actions. Of course, if na si Angelina Jolie, na po diyang ex-husband nga si Brad Pitt. So Brad Pitt possessed a square-shaped face, so restrained, conforming, and shrewd. So people with square faces are often practical, cautious, clever in handling situations. Okay. Now, have you ever looked in the mirror and felt happy, or maybe a little critical of what you saw? That feeling, the way we see and think about our own bodies, is called body image. Okay, so body image is not just about appearance, but it is also about how we feel, think, and value ourselves. It can affect our confidence, behavior, and even our mental health. So, understanding body image helps us appreciate our unique bodies, make healthier choices, and treat ourselves with kindness rather than criticisms. So, the body image again is how a person perceives, think about, and feels regarding their body and physical appearance. So, for example, I have here a positive body image and negative body image. So, for positive body image, Maria feels confident wearing her favorite outfit because she appreciates her body for what it can do, not just how it looks. And for negative body image, Juan avoids mirrors and feels upset about his weight, even though he is healthy, because he focuses only on what he dislikes about his appearance. Talking about appearance, this one refers to all the things about a person that others can see, such as height, weight, skin color, and hairstyle. So, through appearance, a person can express their personality, style, and the kind of person they are to others. So, everything people can observe about you, from your height, from your weight, your clothings, okay, this is your appearance. So it helps communicate who you are without even saying a word. The physical and psychological body image in adolescence for both girls and boys often struggle with negative self image because their bodies are changing and developed can feel confusing. Okay, or meaning development can feel confusing. So girls tend to worry more than boys about their physical appearance, overall body image, and a major concern for girls is conforming to societal or media driven ideals of beauty, so which can affect their confidence and self esteem. So this stage affects not only how teens see their bodies physically, but also how they feel emotionally and psychologically about themselves. So I have here an example. So, for physical example, Anna feels unhappy because she thinks her legs are too short compared to models she sees on social media. For the psychological example, Marco avoids joining sports activities because he worries about how his body looks in front of his classmates. So these examples show how teens can struggle both with how they see their bodies and how they feel emotionally about them. And in connection to the previous slide, we have the sociocultural factors influencing adolescents' reactions to their physical appearance. So the sociocultural factors are peers, parents, media that emphasize the quote unquote ideal body types. So for peers, bullying can or peer pressure can increase body dissatisfaction, making teens feel unhappy with their appearance. And for media, such as television, often shows thin women as the ideal body type, which can make some girls compare themselves to these unrealistic standards. Okay, so example, Maria constantly sees slim models in magazines and on social media. She starts feeling unhappy with her own body and avoids social events because she thinks she doesn't measure up. This makes her self-esteem drop, and she sometimes skips meals to try to become thinner. But the negative part here is that you can somehow or sometimes develop depression, low self esteem, and even eating disorders that I am going to discuss in the following slide. For eating disorders, we have anorexia nervosa and bulimia nervosa. For anorexia, a person refuses to eat because of an intense fear of gaining weight. So, the consequence for this is it can lead to severe starvation, malnutrition, and even death. Example, Anna skips meals and exercise excessively because she fears gaining weight even though she is already underweight. Okay? So next is bulimia nervosa. A person binges on large amounts of food and then purges. It could be by vomiting or using laxatives or over exercising to avoid gaining weight. The consequence for this is it can cause serious health problems, including heart issues, digestive problems, and dental damage. Example, Marco eats large portions of food in secret and then makes himself vomit afterward to prevent weight gain. So somehow in mukbang videos, this is happening afterwards off the camera. This chapter mainly talks about appearance, body image, and how to look good. So, the importance of beauty is that people often form judgments quickly based on appearance, which can affect social interactions like job opportunities and relationships. Looking and feeling good can boost self confidence, helping individuals participate more actively in social, academic, or professional activities. And many societies value certain standards of beauty, which can shape behavior, fashion choices, and lifestyle habits. And focusing on beauty often encourages personal hygiene, fitness, and healthy habits which are beneficial for overall well being. But take note, while beauty can influence social perception, it is still important to balance external appearance with inner qualities like our character, kindness, and intelligence. Let me now give you some beauty standards in different cultures. First, in Egypt. So, in Egyptian art, women were considered beautiful if they have slim figure, high waist, narrow hips, and long black hair. So this shows that beauty standards in ancient Egypt emphasized elegance, proportion, and hair as a symbol of attractiveness, like Queen Cleopatra. And in the Renaissance period, in the time of Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Donatello, and Raphael, huh? That sounds familiar, Ninja Turtle man siguro na. But anyway, during the Renaissance, women were considered beautiful if they had a full figure and rounded hips. So this shows that beauty standards at that time emphasized in fertility, health, and more voluptuous body shape. During the medieval age in certain parts of Africa, women were considered beautiful if they were chubby, fat, or plump. So this one shows that beauty standards valued abundance, wealth, and health, as a fuller body often indicated prosperity and well-being. In the past, in Southeast Asia, such as Malaysia, Philippines, and Indonesia, a flat nose was considered attractive. So, however, over time, beauty standards have changed due to shifts in cultural values and media influences and globalization. So this one shows that what is considered beautiful can evolve depending on society and cultural trends. So the general idea of beauty is that people are often seen as beautiful if they have clear skin, shiny, healthy hair, balanced body shape, symmetrical face. So these features are valued because they show health, youth, and good genes. However, one influential agency for the beauty standards is the media. So the advertisements, magazines, and TV shows often portray good looking faces and bodies, highlighting the importance of physical attractiveness. People are influenced by these images and may compare themselves to them. That's what I have said a while ago. However, these beauty standards are often unrealistic, and even supermodels cannot always meet them. So, to reach the beauty standards, people tend to have body modifications. So, this one is the practice of changing or decorating our bodies to express personality, culture, or style. This can include things like tattoos, piercings, or cosmetic surgery. Throughout history, people have modified their bodies for cultural, aesthetic, or personal reasons, showing that our bodies are not just biological, they're also a canvas for self expression. So here I have example for body modifications. First we have tattooing. So it is the process of injecting ink into the skin to create a design or artwork. Body piercing, so wearing jewelry in parts of the body, like in the nose, ears, tongue, and many more. And cosmetic surgery, surgical or non surgical procedures to restore, reconstruct, or change parts of the body. So these are always people alter or decorate their bodies for personal, cultural, and aesthetic reasons as well. It is not always the outer beauty that matters most. We also need to look into our inner beauty. So I have here the ways to improve our body image. First, we have you need to smile a lot because smiling boosts confidence and makes you feel better about yourself. Second, you need to take good care of your health. You need to eat well, exercise, and sleep enough to feel strong and energetic. Third one, live a well balanced life. Balance school, work, hobbies, and rest to reduce stress and stay happy. Fourth one, dress well and be neat. Wearing clean and suitable clothes can make you feel confident and presentable. Next is spend some time alone to reflect. It helps you understand your feelings and appreciate yourself. Sixth is be creative and try something new all the time. You need to boost self expression and self confidence. Next, develop a wholesome attitude towards sex. Respect your body and make responsible choices. Next is avoid temptations. Stay away from unhealthy habits that can harm your body or mind. And followed by respect individuality. Appreciate your own uniqueness instead of comparing yourself to others. And you need to make friends as well. Building friendships creates support and positive social connections. Face your fears. Overcoming fears builds courage and confidence. Be independent. Learn to take care of yourself and make your own decisions. Accept things as they are. Reduce stress and helps you focus on what you can control. Ask and listen. Being open minded to advice and others' perspectives improves understanding. Think positive thoughts. A positive mindset improves mood and self esteem. And you need to pray. It helps you find peace, hope, and inner strength. And count your blessings. Focus on what you have increased or what you have increased gratitude and happiness. And last one, be thankful. Appreciate yourself, others, and life promotes contentment and mental well being. Before we end this chapter, I want to remind you that taking care of your body and nurturing your inner self should go hand in hand. Being healthy, confident, and true to yourself helps you feel better and face the world with courage. Remember, your worth it is not just in appearance. It's in your kindness, creativity, and perseverance. So, ayaw pag-compare sa imong self sa mga IG models. Kaya ka mga IG models, dili po na sila perfect. Okay? Nadaran na sila sa filters. Kung dili ka confident, smile lang good. Basi naay kuyog nimo nga crush na nimo di ay. Okay? O ganahan sa imuhang katawa. Okay? So, beauty comes from within. Pero kung naa kay gamay nga insecurities, happy lang gyapon. So embrace your uniqueness. Be thankful for your blessings and let your inner and outer beauty shine because the best glow always comes from the heart. And this is your teacher, Sir Gorns, saying thank you and hopefully mag face to face na. All right, take care and stay safe.